Hello everyone, my name is Adam, and today I'm going to be teaching you all how to build an inexpensive hydroponic system. Now the first step in this that I would recommend is to start the germination process of your plants. With the germination process, the first thing that you're going to want to do is make some nutrient solution. This is just an empty Deer Park gallon that I've had lying around, and I filled it with some water, and I added 1 teaspoon of Dynagrow Foliage Pro nutrient solution into it. I mixed them together, and this is now the full nutrient solution that we will be giving to the plants. Okay, the next thing that you're going to want to do is take some rockwool cubes. You're going to need 6 of them. So these are 6 rockwool cubes. Just break them up. So, and you're going to take a small container. This is a little larger than anticipated, but it'll still work. So once you've broken off the 6 pieces of rockwool, you put them in the container. And then you take some nutrient solution to fill it up just so that they're all completely covered. Then when they're all completely covered, just let it soak for 1 hour. After an hour has passed and the cubes are soaked, take some seeds, or in this case I use lettuce seeds, and put 1 seed, take 1 seed and put it inside each of the holes. And then the seeds will be surrounded by the nutrient solution that's gone to the rockwool cube, and that's how it's going to start its growth. Okay. Next, we're going to take the moist pieces of rockwool, and we're just going to put them into 6 net cups, like so. And with these net cups, we're just going to take them all and put them in a brightly lit area, like outside if you have a porch near a window, or just in a room with any bright lights. Okay, now every day you're going to want to check up on your pieces of rockwool. To check on them, just touch them and see how damp they are. If they're very dry, add 10 milliliters of the nutrient solution to them. If they're slightly dry and just quite moist, only add 5 milliliters of nutrient solution to them. If they're not at all dry and they're like saturated fully, don't add any more water, no more nutrient solution, and just kind of let them grow out some more. And then just make sure to keep checking on them every day. And after a couple of weeks, depending on the seeds should start sprouting from the rockwool. Once the roots of the plant have expanded past the bottom, or once the plant has, or once the seedling has become at least 4 inches tall, then the plants will be ready to be added into the actual hydroponic system, which we will go over creating right now. So the first step in creating our hydroponic system will be taking a piece of styrofoam such as this one, although they come in various shapes and sizes, and we're going to be cutting it so that it fits inside the box. This is just a 10-gallon plastic box. I got it from Lowe's. But of the 10 gallons, we're actually only going to be using 5. This is just because 5 gallons is lighter to work with, so more people can be able to carry it. It still holds quite a good deal of nutrient solution, and it's I just like that number to be working with and when I've been doing this. So with cutting it, basically just take any scissors or knives and just cut it so that it'll be able to fit inside quite snug, but so it won't fall down to the absolute bottom. Now, before cutting the styrofoam, you should make sure you have a tarp or something around, because the styrofoam bits get all over the place. As you can see, they're already in this box, all over the floor. So just make sure you have a tarp, or you clean up your area afterwards. So now we've cut it down so it fits more snug inside the box. Now that's what we want, and now we'll continue on to the next step. So the next step is that we're going to take the net cups and just place them on top of the styrofoam in a manner like this, like a 2x3 pattern, and with the bottom being the skinnier end of the net cup because it gets wider towards the top. So now once you have this set up, you're just going to take a pencil and you're just going to trace the outline of the bottoms of the circle on all 6 of them. Once the holes have been marked with the pencil, what you're going to do is just take a knife or scissor again, and you're just going to cut through the styrofoam all the way. Once the holes start getting cut, you'll see that the net cup will still need some space to go through. So just keep cutting and trimming the edge of the circle to allow it to fit through, so that the top is right on top. Like this under part is right on top of the styrofoam like so. So on the styrofoam, this should be kind of the end result of one of how it's flat on top of the styrofoam. And now just make sure to do the rest. So once the frame is basically all set up and the holes have been cut, we're going to start planning ahead for the air pump. Now this is the air pump. It's a small little quiet pump. It just costs about like $6 or $7. And attached to it, we have this tube. And the end of this tube is going to be attached to an air stone that's going to help aerate the water. Now the water needs to be aerated so that the plants can have oxygen to grow. This is an essential part since the soil is not present in this hydroponic system. So what we're going to want to do to make this be able to go inside the system, because all these holes will be filled, we're going to make a new hole right in the center. We can use a pencil or something to just drill down basically for just enough space so that this can get through. Just a small little hole, as you can see. So once the hole has been made and the plants have grown big enough, right now they aren't big enough, but this is just to show you all, you're going to slide them in so they fit snugly, and then this will prepare you for the next step. Next, you're going to want to move the base for the hydroponic system to an area that gets a good amount of light. We're going to do this now because the next step is to fill up the bucket with 5 gallons of water, and that just might be a little bit heavy for some people. So if it's already set up, then you won't have to worry about moving it anymore. So just an area with a lot of light, outside, some light access, just whatever works best for you. Once the system is in an area that you would like it to be in, take and add 5 gallons of water to the system. If you have another empty gallon bucket, that's helpful for counting them out. But there are other various conversions that work for you too, if you do not have one. So just fill it up with 5 gallons of water, and then we will continue from there. Once you add the 5 gallons of water, also make sure to add 5 teaspoons of nutrient solution. The nutrient solution is 1 teaspoon for each gallon of water going to be added to the system. So once the 5 gallons of water and 5 teaspoons of nutrient solution have been added together, the styrofoam kind of floats on top of the water. Now, from this point, you're going to want to take a pen or a pencil or some other marking indicator and mark the side of the box. This will allow you to know when the nutrient solution is diminishing. As the nutrient solution runs out, because the plants have been using it up, the styrofoam will slowly start to sink. Now you can tell how much it's sinking by the indicator, and that can help you know how much you'll need to add back into the system later on. Next, we're going to slide the air pump tubing into the hole. Now we're going to pull out the styrofoam, and we're going to attach an air stone to the bottom. Okay, so now you just lower it back into the nutrient solution. Okay. Just like so. And then
you're going to mark the tubing as well, so you can make sure that the air stone is right on the bottom of the box. Once you feel it, you can also look underneath and see. Just mark it, and that'll help know whenever it gets out of place.
Next, just plug in your air pump, and then you now have your full hydroponic system. Lastly, maintaining your hydroponic system is probably the most important part. What you're going to want is a pack of pH strips, as well as some pH up and down, and you're going to want a TDS meter. Now, the TDS meter measures ppm, or parts per million, in the solution. Basically what that means is that you want to make sure that the ppm is in the right range. Usually for growing in a hydroponic system, it's between 1500 and 2000 ppm. So if you're under that number, you're going to want to add some more nutrient solution to correct it. And then once you've added that, just test it again. These are quite simple to use. They have instructions that come to them with them usually, and if not, then you can find them online. They're really easy to work with. Now, the pH strips, the ideal pH for a hydroponic system is 5.5 to 6.5. If you find that your pH is too low, add some pH up. If you find that it's too high, add some pH down. It's quite simple. And then just test the pH again. Only use minimal amounts. I'd say just check the pH once a week. Check the parts per million with the TDS meter probably every couple days, just to see how the plants are doing. You might need to check it more as well if the plants are growing more, like they're bigger, they're taking up more nutrients and stuff like that. But otherwise, just happy growing.